Madam President, I rise again today to express my objection to President Biden's sweeping vaccine mandate and to offer legislation that would protect Americans from this federal intrusion. As I said yesterday, the federal government has no business mandating COVID-19 vaccination for all Americans. Unfortunately, at least some of my colleagues disagree. The President of the United States said while announcing the mandate, quote, "This isn't about freedom or personal choice." This isn't about freedom or personal choice. It stuns me to think that a sweeping federal mandate could be about anything other than freedom or personal choice. It's like robbing a bank and then saying it's not about the money. Our Constitution was designed to protect the liberties of the people of the United States, but now the government is being used by the executive to force Americans to be vaccinated or to be terminated. Yesterday, I came to the floor to speak about those Americans with sincerely held beliefs, whether religious or otherwise. My bill yesterday would have simply required that any mandate of this sort contain an exemption for those individuals. Now, I don't believe that such an exception would be sufficient to resolve the constitutional and the policy problems with such a mandate. But there are millions of Americans who would be able to live according to their beliefs if, in fact, such an exemption were included by law, which it should be. Lamentably, my colleague, the senior senator from Washington, objected. So I pledged to come back again today and tomorrow for as long as it takes to win the fight against this egregious mandate. Today, I'm providing another opportunity for this body to protect Americans. This mandate poses a real threat to the well-being of millions. Those who choose not to be vaccinated are at risk of losing their jobs. My office has been in contact with 144 Utahns who are concerned about this very issue. I shared some of their stories yesterday. Despite what many on the other side of this debate would have you believe, these are, in fact, everyday Americans. People with pre-existing medical conditions like autoimmune disorders. These are people who are just wanting to provide for their families and not to be able to expect that. These are pregnant mothers who are concerned about the safety of their own health and that of their unborn children. Some of these people are the heroes of yesterday. They're first responders, they're medical professionals and essential workers who sacrificed to carry our nation through the hardest days of this pandemic. And they're still heroes today. These Americans are not the enemy. President Biden and those who support this effort are grasping for solutions they believe can bolster their political position and shift blame on the status of the pandemic. Those paying the price are the people back home, including many of the people I just described. So today I offer another proposal. This bill would provide those Americans harmed by this mandate with a means of recourse. Under this bill, those who lose employment or lose their livelihoods due to this mandate may sue the United States for relief. The bill would make these very Americans whole after the President of the United States made working impossible for them. This bill is only one of many that I've introduced to combat this unconstitutional, unwarranted, indefensible mandate. While I believe this mandate will eventually be invalidated in court, I'm quite confident that it will. Until that day comes, these bills can provide businesses and the American people with the certainty that they need to make their own decisions. We'll be protecting their God-given and constitutionally protected right to make medical decisions for themselves. And so, Madam President, I'm here today, and I'll be back tomorrow in fighting against this mandate for as long as it takes. Madam President, as if in legislative session, I ask unanimous consent that the Judiciary Committee be discharged from further consideration of S. 2840, and that the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration. Further, I ask unanimous consent that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.